Those are true. Names that are legendary. StockLegends.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to Stock Legends Legendary Training videos. Today we're going to take a look at ADX. Now this is an indicator that is actually comprised of three separate lines to be combined together and used as a single indicator when looking at stocks. Now what the ADX line does is it measures the strength of a trend, and it also tells you the direction of a trend. Now at first it looks really complicated, a bunch of jumbled up lines together, but when we break it down, it'll start to make a little bit more sense. So the first of the three is the actual ADX line. It's the white line, and what this is actually measuring is the strength of the trend. It goes on a scale from 0 to 100. You can see actually it's only really peaked in this particular chart around 35, but you know, this is not the most volatile stock on the planet. And so what it basically does is when a stock is moving in an upward trend that we see here, you can see that the ADX line gains strength and it starts to move up. Now you can also see that when the upward trend comes to an end and we have a period of a lot of sideways movement, what happens is the trend loses its momentum and this line starts to come down. Now again, when we saw that a downward trend started to be built up here and we saw the stock falling, we saw that the trend was gaining strength, so the ADX line moves back up. So this white line doesn't tell you if it's going up or down, it just simply tells you that a trend is in place and this is the strength of the particular trend. Now the other two lines are the plus DI and minus DI, and these are directional indicators. So this is a red line and a green line, and when the red line is moving up, it's telling you that the stock price is moving down, and when the green line is moving up, it's telling you that the stock price is moving up. Now the way traders use this, a lot of traders will actually use the crossover points. You can see that where the red line and the green line intersect and cross over, they would use that as a buy or sell signal. And generally when the green line crosses over the red line, it's telling you that the directional trend is now reversing from negative to positive, and this is considered a buy signal. So in this particular instance, our first buy signal that was generated began back here in basically January 1st of 2012, and the stock had a really beautiful rally. We had the ADX cross back over when these lines crossed back over right around here mid-February, and it was very close to the top of the trend. So an excellent entry and exit point if you're using these particular lines. Now the other way that you can use this is, and this is the important part, you don't always want to use buy and sell signals whenever the lines cross over. So there's a certain time when you do want to use this, and there's a certain time when you don't, because this is what we call whipsawing. You see the stock price is moving back and forth. We've got buy signals and sell signals and buy signals and sell signals, and although sometimes these are accurate, sometimes they're not. So there's a lot of risk here if you're using this particular indicator over this sort of particular action when there's not really a trend that has been in place, and it's difficult to determine the direction of the trend. So you may end up taking entries at the wrong times and exits at the wrong times. And the way traders use that is we look at the directional indicator, which is the ADX. We look at the strength of the trend, which is the ADX line. A lot of traders will use the 20 signal line as basically a signal. So I'm going to take a vertical line here. We'll just find a nice color here that everyone can see. We'll use a light blue, and I'm going to draw it right on the 20 line. So you can pick any particular line you want. A lot of people use 20. Some people may want to use 25 or maybe 15. But when you find a method that works, stick with it. Basically, the way it works is if the strength indicator moves below 20, you're not going to use any of these signals. So these signals become obsolete because the direction of the trend is not happening, so you don't want to use any signals that it's generating. You want to wait until the line is moving over and the white line is above the 20 line to actually use any signals. So here was a sell signal that was generated, and I'm not sure what happened back here, but you can see that when the sell signal was generated and the ADX line was above 20, that's when you want to use it. Again, we had a buy signal here, and the ADX line was also above 20. So great indicators. You can see actually right around here, the ADX line moved below the 20 line, you would want to probably use that as a sell signal. It came just after the sell signal was generated on the ADX line anyways, but just for simplicity's sake, the rule of thumb is when this line is below 20, you want to eliminate any indicators that are occurring here. So this is an interesting particular indicator that people use, and certainly you can add it into your toolkit in terms of indicators for charting and technical analysis. Thanks very much for watching. Be sure to stop by stocklegends.com for more excellent training videos.